Everyone, welcome back to another video. In this video, I wanted to talk about Socrates and a little bit about his philosophy. And I wanted to extend his philosophy because I feel like there are some things that Socrates himself has not yet expounded in most of his books. But I'm pretty sure that some of his disciples, like Plotinus or Plato, and his disciples have already expounded, but I've never really gone through their works. And I'm sure Plotinus has talked about this in his book, The Enneads, which about some of the things that Socrates points out in the Republic about the human nature and its connection to political systems that rise out of this human nature. So Socrates has always been a proponent of interrelating human nature, human mind, with the political system and the society, which is obviously very ingenious. And the microcosm can usually be explained with the ability to be able to look at the macrocosm and vice versa. If you look at humankind from a broader perspective, from an anthropological perspective, or even historical perspective, if you look at the patterns of how man has developed, you can certainly make a few assumptions and come to few conclusions that are really valuable in our seeking to understand the mind. So Socrates describes humankind in three types. He says that desire in a man is of three kinds. The lowest kind, he says, is the love for gain, the love for earning money, the love for acquiring things, the love for acquiring land, wealth, children, wives. This love for gain, something he says, is the basis of an oligarchical state. He says that state is due to this tendency of man to love gain. But it's interesting that he puts it in the least category. He says that this is the most animalistic form a mind can take. The love for acquiring things in the world, the love for wealth, the love for land, the love for food. These are some of the most basic needs of a human being. But we see that majority of people get stuck in this. They get stuck and think life is merely acquiring wealth. We think that life is merely acquiring land, acquiring wealth, and acquiring properties. We see that in oligarchical communities, and of course, even in a democratic country, you will find a lot of societies where people believe in oligarchy. They believe and give respect to a person who has more wealth, who has somehow been skillful enough to acquire more wealth, who is a businessman, who is a person of property, who is a person who has acquired a lot of money through his hard work. And of course, it is respectful. but only to a person who loves gain. And we see that a lot of people do actually respect those and will probably even vote for them, because apparently it's very hard to earn money, to gain wealth, to gain property. The next man, he says, is the lover of honor, the lover of respect, the one who does things for the country, for the nation, the one who does things for the betterment of humanity, the one who does things for the sake of others. But inherently, he seeks honor, he seeks respect, he seeks, he seeks that people call him by big names. He seeks and desires that he sit on a throne of honor. He probably enrolls in government exams, in politics, in non-profit organizations, even in military. He works as a soldier and he works for his country. He fights wars. He loves honor. And you will see that there are a lot of people who respect honor, who respect those who pursue honor, who pursue politics, who pursue service. But inherently there is a desire for honor. Then there is another person who is the lover of wisdom, who loves knowledge, who seeks knowledge, who wants intellectual gain, who seeks a degree, a master's, a PhD, a doctorate, and who likes to indulge in intellectual arts. These are the ones who become scientists. They become philosophers. They become writers and journalists. They seek wisdom because they love wisdom. They love knowledge. And inherently, of course, there is a desire for knowledge, desire for wisdom. Socrates says that this is the highest kind of man, because a philosopher is everything all at once. He says that a philosopher should be a king because he is in search for the truth. And in this search for the truth, he will understand that the love of gain, the love of honor, and the is a subset of the love of wisdom. The philosopher who is in the search of truth is more than himself. He is looking for the truth, and in that he is ready to abandon gain and honor. But I want to add some things here. I want to add two other things that are higher than love for wisdom. Because I see that in the spiritual endeavors, in our movement towards understanding this universe, understanding this life, there is something that Socrates does not understand. He does not understand the connection of the soul with this universe. He does not understand the Sufis. He does not understand the Upanishadic seers. He searched for truth and transcended wisdom, transcended honor, transcended gain. The Upanishadic seers have gone beyond the words, they have gone beyond knowledge, they have gone beyond the seen, they have truly become desireless. These Upanishadic seers say there are two other kinds of people. There are two, a lover of experience. Now, the lover of experience has understood that wisdom comes through experience, that wisdom comes through exploration of this universe, that it does not come through knowledge, it does not come through debate and rhetoric, it does not come through books. The lover of experience has understood what meditation is. The lover of experience has understood that truth cannot be found with knowledge and wisdom, that in the search for truth, you will have to eventually transcend intellectual curiosities. You will have to be able to dive deep into this experience itself. The Upanishadic seers had understood this. They had looked into each other, they had looked into themselves and saw that the ego still remains when you seek knowledge. When you seek wisdom, there is another kind of ego that develops. The ego that is the spiritual ego. The ego that thinks it knows. And a person who knows, or he thinks he knows, has fallen into a huge trap. The trap that the intellect lays. This happens a lot in many spiritual endeavors. I see a lot of Sufis who stop here, who stop in the realm of knowledge, who only keep searching knowledge and giving lectures, engaging in debates and rhetorical questions and intellectual endeavors. They do not want to transcend intellectuality. They want to impose their intellectuality. They want to show how smart they are. They want to show how wise they are. But they do not understand that wisdom comes only through experience. Wisdom can come only through experience. A man who preaches virtue and who has never committed a sin will never understand what a sinner goes through. Yet he will preach virtue. He will talk about morality from his knowledge and from his wisdom. A man who understands the mind is the one who experiences the mind firsthand, the one who talks to people, the one who listens to them, the one who actually listens instead of intellectually debating with them, the one who loves people will understand what it means to be in love. Wisdom can only take you one way, only to a stop. And if you look at these people who love wisdom and knowledge, if you look at our religious people, who preach against all the other religions. They have a deep hatred inside them. They look down on people. They look down on people and think that they do not know. They think that they know. That is the trap. The trap. The huge trap that the mind lays is when it tells you that it knows. You never know anything in this life. You never know what is going to happen the next minute. What is going to come out of your mouth. Who is going to come in your life? How will your life take turn? This acceptance of the unknown is very hard for the man to accept. Hence, there is a higher kind of man who loves experience, man who wants to explore, wants to go out and talk to the people, wants to understand people, who is daring enough to actually commit sin instead of simply following what the books have written, who is daring enough to experience life. And through experience, you can understand people and get closer to them. Through experience and experience alone, there can rise in your heart empathy and understanding of the people around you, of the poor, of the children, of the women. You can never read in a book about a woman. You will never understand women if you read about them in your books. You can only understand a woman when you are with her, when you are close to her. Then there's another kind of person who loves reality, who loves the soul more than anything, who loves reality and who loves truth, who loves God, who loves the Atman, who loves the Atman so much that he wants to experience his own Atman all the time, even in sleep. He wants to be his true nature. He wants to be reality, transcend all imaginations and all intellectual endeavors. He wants to be reality, and he loves reality so much that he is ready to give up everything, all the illusion, all Maya, for a glimpse of reality. Sometimes reality does not seem so real. We get so caught up in the illusion that we start to think that we are. The lover of reality wants to transcend the ego. He wants to transcend the ego and become his true nature, which is consciousness, which is pure consciousness, the pure capital S self. That is where the highest kind of person resides. That is where gods reside. That is what Muhammad preached. A Muslim is the one who has surrendered everything God. That is what Krishna teaches. A Hindu or a Krishna Bhakt is the one who has surrendered everything and who strives to reside in the self, rises in self, and who dissolves in self. And the more you are connected to your inherent nature, the more you are connected to your true nature, to the pure essence, to the divine consciousness that you are, the more you will start to see that the doer is starting to dissolve. You start to see that a vastness, that vast emptiness is your true nature. You start to see that everything is so bright. Everything lights in your Atman. And this is the highest kind of mind. This is the one who has understood life itself, who has transcended all the traps of the mind, and who has stepped into reality, who has connected to the true nature, to the essence of the soul. So thank you for watching this video, and I'm pretty sure that one of the disciples of Plato called Plotinus, and I was just reading this book yesterday, and I did not actually go through the book yet, but it really resonated with me. And Plotinus in the book The Enneads explains it really well. So thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you next time.